with goals from Mohamed Kudus and Jarrod Bowen. Who else? Which has helped West Ham give ourselves an early Christmas present with, in the end, a controlled performance and victory over Manchester United. This is the West Ham unofficial instant match reaction. West Ham 2, Manchester United 0, and just slightly that has made up for that monstrosity on Wednesday night. The first 70 minutes, we won't paper over cracks here. The first 70 minutes was flat, dull, boring, and just ineffective. And then Moyes made a little tweak. It started off for the majority of that game for 70 minutes with Jarrod Bowen leading the line. He made a little tweak, and Paqueta played in that sort of false nine role, that sort of more central role, opposed to being out on the wing. That meant Bowen was back to his normal position on the right-hand side, which he flourishes in more. And then it allowed an almost new lease of life for West Ham. And that's when the fluidity began to seep through and back into this West Ham side, which we've seen over recent weeks, and especially last weekend against Wolves at home. And we just sort of see the flick a switch, all of a sudden, bang, and the first goal, there was an element of luck with it. It's a brilliant world-class ball over the top from Lucas Paqueta. He's done that ball a couple of times at home for goals that's pulled off. I think he did that for Ward Prowse, who scored a couple of weeks ago in one of our games, and that was just brilliant. To get the weight of that ball right, and to get it perfectly into the stride of Jarrod Bowen, who couldn't quite release it properly. It sort of bumbled onto the shin of Onana. He was unable to control it, and it sort of hit Bowen as a result, and just trickled into the back of the net. Listen, when you've got it, when you're on form, it all falls your way, and that's Jarrod Bowen's 11th Premier League goal so far this season. He most certainly is on fire. He's now level on goals with Mohamed Salah at the top of the chart for Premier League goals scored so far this season. Just 3 goals off the magnificent Erling Haaland, the goal machine. He is now joint second for Premier League goals. And then the second goal came courtesy of Mohamed Kudus. It was very reminiscent of that goal that Antonio scored near the start of the season against Chelsea, where he sort of picked it up, ran past a couple of defenders, and just drilled it into the left-hand corner. And it was never in doubt. As soon as he picked up the ball, I went, he's going to score. And when he got that shot off, and it was perfectly placed into the corner, that's Mohamed Kudus' 6th goal of the Premier League season, bearing in mind he only came into the side properly in September, I think it was, and nearing October, actually. So look, he's continuing his fantastic form. And whenever I give a prediction of who's going to score now, I just say both of them, because they seem to both score every single game. They're like machines. If one of them doesn't score, you can put all your money on the other one will. And today both of them scored, and they've just been absolutely brilliant. Paqueta's had 5 assists in the last 2 Premier League games, 3 on Sunday against Wolves and 2 today against Manchester United. He is assisting, and Kudus and Bowen are scoring, and it is absolutely brilliant to see. Listen, there's no doubt about it, that first 70 minutes was really poor, and the tension and anger was boiling inside me because of how we threw away the game on Wednesday precisely for a performance in this game. We didn't quite get the performance in the early stages that we wanted, but in those final stages where it sort of mattered, Manchester United couldn't stand up, and we scored the first goal, and we looked like a different side. We were getting on the ball, driving it forward, looking dangerous, and that's all of the above that we didn't see in the first half and early stages of that second half. So look, there are positives to take out of it, as well as sort of nitpicks that I'm going to have, because it was boring for quite a huge proportion of it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't say that on the score sheet, does it? It says West Ham 2, Manchester United 0. Just a word on Man United. They've now not scored in 4 games straight. They haven't scored in 4 games, which equates to nearly 400 minutes of football. They have not registered a goal. Manchester United are really bad, aren't they? I mean, when I saw that lineup live, you saw my reaction. If you watched the build-up, I was like, well, that is not very good. And the performance sort of reflected that, to be honest with you, because they were just shocking, weren't they? They had no end product. Defensively, they looked shaky, non-existent in midfield. Subs made no impact for Man United. And you know what? It's probably one of our most easiest games because we didn't really have to do too much. I didn't think we were great at all today. Last 20 minutes, we turned it on when we needed to, don't get me wrong. But apart from that, a decent side would have probably manipulated and took control of that game, but they didn't. They didn't have the ability or sort of state of mind to. So yeah, they were really, really poor, Man United. Not impressed at all, and they've got a long sort of road to get back to where they want to be, because today they were nowhere near where they want to be, and I think it's been like that for quite a while for Manchester United. So there's problems at Old Trafford, but in terms of West Ham, we're now to 6th in the Premier League. If Luton somehow defeat Newcastle, we stay 6th. However, if Newcastle pick up at least a point away from home at Kenilworth Road at 3 o'clock, they will move up to 6th and we will drop down to 7th. But the positive I'm taking out of it is we will be in a European place at Christmas. I think we'd have all taken that at the start of the season. Listen, the football's been dire. There's no doubt about that this season, but we consistently continue to pick up results in the Premier League, and our position in the league, the status in our league, reflects that massively because of where we are comfortably in the top half of the table. We've now lodged a really solid gap between us and a sort of chasing pack that's behind. I'm just loading up the Premier League table now. I mean, we're up to 6th on 30 points, which is just magnificent. Then you've got Newcastle, Man United and Brighton, who are the chasing pack behind us on 29, 28 and 27 consecutively, respectively. And then you've got to jump down to 10th to Chelsea, who are on 22 points. They played a game less, but there's now an 8-point gap lodged between us and London neighbours Chelsea. That's absolutely massive. Even if they win that game in hand, there's still a 5-point gap between us and them. And in the Premier League, as I said, we keep picking up results. You can't complain about that. You know, we can complain about the style of football and all the rest of it, but we continually pick up results, which is the main thing. At the end of the day, it's just what we're going to have to put up with for the remainder of this season. Next season, I think it will be a different story. But Wednesday night was shocking. Wednesday night was a huge, colossal disappointment, but that makes up for it slightly. Not all of it, but slightly. That's made up for it today by picking up all 3 points. We now go into Christmas, as I said, in a European spot and return 2 days after Boxing Day on the 28th of December for another London derby. There's been plenty of them this month as we go to the Emirates to take on Arsenal. That's going to be tasty, feisty, and most certainly an interesting affair in North London. But we've done everything we can to sort of try and rebuild and reconstruct some confidence after the pounding we received on Wednesday night, and there are some positives to take out of that performance today. Despite being pretty dire for the majority of it, we turned it on when we needed to. Man United had no answer, and that was the difference in today's game. I'm happy with the result. Brilliant for Kudus, brilliant for Bowen. I thought James Ward-Prowse was better today than he has been in recent weeks. Just in the midfield, I thought he controlled it overall better. Emerson, we say his name every week. He's just consistently very, very solid and effective in his role. At times, he was up on the right wing. He was everywhere today, Emerson, and he's really becoming a fan favourite, I think. Emerson, he's been, just excellent. So, good result in the end. Performance wasn't quite there for the majority, but that doesn't matter when you turn it on, as we did in the final stages of the game. We got the win, and in the end, it was quite convincing. Man United, as I said, had no answer. Shocking from them today. If I was a Man United fan, I'd be raging after watching that and incredibly frustrated. But in terms of West Ham, happy with that. Happy going into Christmas. I will see you a little bit later on. Hit that notification bell after you've hit subscribe so you'll be notified when we join you live for our Christmas party show at 7:30 tonight. I was hoping there'd be a smile on our faces because of a West Ham win, and there most certainly will be. Join us tonight, where I have got no idea what's going to happen because I don't plan it. It all gets planned for me, so anything and everything could happen at 7:30. We will talk a little bit about football now we've won. So I will see you then. I hope to see you there. 7:30 here on West Ham official Christmas party. Anything could happen. Join us then, and let's take some of your comments before I go. Get in, Bowen's on fire. We did never look like conceding. There was only that Garnacho chance towards the back end of the first half, which really threatened us and put us on the back foot. Thought Man United were incredibly unclinical in front of goal, and they had many passes. They dominated possession. Again, it's another case of dominating possession but doing absolutely nothing with it. We had minimal possession in that game, but we scored 2 goals, and we were the more dangerous side in the final third. third. That's the tale of the tape once again. Moyes masterclass, says Roy. Second half, it certainly was. Happy I'm right. I hope you are well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. First half was tired, but we did what we needed to do. Absolutely. Boredom for an hour, but an important 3 points to just keep us going in the league massively. I thought we started brightly, but it didn't last. Yeah, first 5-10 minutes we were okay. It's the same old story. It happens every week. Then we sort of faded and drifted off into an incredibly dull remainder of that first half. Happy Hammer, it says we've now pulled back the goal difference from the Fulham drubbing. Yeah, exactly. We're now into a positive goal difference as well, which is good. What a goal from KUDUS. He's just clinical. You know, when he gets his chance, he most certainly takes it. The celebration from KUDUS is just a rest from him. It's brilliant, isn't it? It is just, yeah, so funny. So funny. Can you tell us how many points till we reach the Spuds? I can. Tottenham have a game in hand, but we're just 3 points away from those lot in North London. So there's plenty of positives take out of it. There's just one league position currently between us and Spurs. That may change after the 3 o'clock games, but yeah, all smiles at this point. Not a great performance, but an important 3 points before a very small Christmas break. I'll see you at 7:30 Christmas show. I'll try and look a little bit more Christmassy than I do now, but really happy. Smiles on my face because that was a solid performance against a really poor Manchester United side. But yeah, thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, become a member, whatever you like, whatever you want to do. Thank you very much. Come on, you Irons. And I will see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. We got the win. Come on, you Irons. Bye-bye.